The cosmos. In the vast universe, the history of humanity is but a flash of light from a lone star. The life of a single person should be lost in space and time. But among the stars, there is one light that burns brighter than all others. The light of Samus Aran. Her battles extend beyond her life and etch themselves into history. Here, another chapter of that history will be written.
Can I just put into perspective how awesome that intro is? I mean, just like the music, the zoom out of this here, like Samus's ship coming in and the upshot of her coming out. Oh, it's awesome. I should probably not start this by gushing, but whatever. Anyway, what's going on, guys? My name is Matt Omega, and welcome to my brand new Let's Play. This is Metroid Prime, originally for the Nintendo GameCube, and as you can probably see here, was also released on the Wii as part of the Metroid Prime trilogy, but evident by the fact that I'm flailing my gun about and, you know, going off screen with the pointer there. So yes, I'm playing the trilogy version of this on the Wii, well, on the Wii U actually, because this was at a very good deal, was released on the Wii U Z Shop, which is a very good, very, very good. Anyway, the game's already telling us to press and hold Z to lock onto targets. Now, this is a very, very different series of Metroid games, but it's one that is very much beloved because, well, it's Metroid Prime. Do I need to say much more? First thing I am going to do, though, is I'm going to go into my options because I need to change a couple of things. Much better. Alright, so I've just changed a couple of things around here, but so what we have here is a first-person adventure game with, you know, shooting. Lots of shooting. I guess you could call it an FPS, but it's more classified as a first-person adventure, or with lots of shooting, but we should probably actually get to the shooting now. So, the game wants us to press and hold Z to lock on the targets, like so. Now, with this, there is a free aim option, which you might have saw before, where I was locked on, but I could still move the cursor around. I turned that off because that makes things a bit easier for me. And I'm just going to press the fire button to, obviously, shoot. By default, it is the A button. I've switched it to B because I like it being on a more trigger-esque button. And B would be to jump normally, but I've switched it to the A button, so I can jump around as I please. And already, we are going to get to a new mechanic. So, need to scan the central pillar to activate the force field controls. So, we need to hold down the minus button here, and we'll get into a mechanic switching visor types. So normally we have the combat visor here, which is, you know, shooty shooty bang bang. But we switch our visor to this. This is the scan visor. And with this, we can, well, scan things. Anything that has this little symbol up on it can be scanned. So if we come to the scan visor and hold down the Z button, we'll lock onto it for a second and scan it, and it'll bring us a little description of it. So this force field blocks the entrance. We can't deactivate it unless the switches are red. So we're just going to come over here, and now the red ones here are the important ones. This is the ones the games want you to scan. So we scan that, and the activation switches are now online, meaning we can now shoot more things. Alright, so we can either go back into the combat visor manually by holding down minus and switching to the middle there, or we can just shoot. It'll bring us out automatically. Something else of note is that if you hold down Z while not being able to lock onto anything, you'll just kind of stand in place there and just have this kind of free aim going on here. Your aim's already free enough with the Wii's pointer controls anyway. But yeah, if you just want to kind of stand in place with a little more precision aiming, you can do that. So I'll shoot down all of these switches here. And move on ahead. The game didn't even need to tell us to jump. That's good. But a lot of little force fields around here, so that's the game just telling us, hey, can't fall off into the vacuum of space. We're not going to let you do that. Hey, up here, we have a door. Most doors can be opened by just shooting them. Actually, that's pretty much every door, in some way or another. Now, one thing about the scan virus in this game is that it's going to be your major way of finding out a lot of information. The story is not exactly directly told to you by conventional means. Everything that's kind of story related or just extra info in general, you'll find with the scan visor so you can find it of your own volition. It's a really cool way of going about the lore, just you learn as you want to learn. As such, because there are so many things that can be scanned, I'm going to do my best to, give everything a quick scan, a quick glance, but I'm not going to focus on all of it, except stuff that is a bit more important. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Oh. Someone turn off the gravity in here. Ugh. Can I scan this? No. I can scan this. Actually, I need to scan this. So we can repressurize the airlock and turn the gravity back on. Alright, down you go. Cool. So now this door can be opened. This presents a problem. Anyway, we shall keep going forward. Into a much larger room here. Whoa. Well, that is certainly something. Alright. So, we're now locked onto something, but it is moving. It is most likely an enemy. Haha. The thing is, the scan visor can also be used to scan enemies. We want to do this. A new creature's entry has been downloaded to your logbook. I'll get into the logbook in just a sec, but any enemy you come across in the game can be scanned and it'll give you a quick overview of, just what they are and sometimes how to go about beating them. So this is a parasite, interstellar vermin, travel in swarms. Indigenous to Talon 4, a single parasite is harmless to large life forms. However, they tend to travel in large groups, swarming over potential prey. Such swarms can be dangerous. I say screw that noise and just shoot the shit out of it. There's lots of little containers and stuff in here as well. So, lots of little biohazardous materials. So, yeah, something's been going on here. And then there's this. Whatever it is, there are very high levels of radiation going on here. Incredibly large muscle structures. This thing has one hell of a jaw. It also has acid sacs, so it can spit acid at you. There's a space pirate over here who was burned to death. Well, not to be the one to say it serves him right, but it serves him right. There's another one down here as well who looked a little more mutilated. Death caused by severing of the spinal cord. Ouch. And all these, I think, are escape pod entrances? Yeah. So all these escape pods have already been jettisoned, so yeah, no way out. Get out of here. Oh, that's not what I was trying to look at. Another one here. Acidic burns to the body. They don't even know the chemical type that actually did it. Whoa, hello. This guy is still alive. Weak life signs detected. He's been bitten a lot. And now he's been shot. Good night, sweet prince. Screw you. Over here. Tail possesses a mouth-like orifice. Most likely... Ew. Alright, so we found its reproductive parts. Fascinating. Yeah, all these escape pods are pretty much gone. Hello? You look like you've been crushed. You've been crushed. Anyway, I just actually pulled one off before, but if you hold down the fire button and release it, it's a charge shot. Should keep going on ahead. What are they doing? Now, the game is going to teach us this up ahead a little bit, but if we press the C button on the nunchuck, the very little button just above the Z button, we go into morph ball mode. So now we can just roll around as we please and fit into small corridors like this. Step into the hologram to download the map. So yes, this is our map room. What else is going on in here? Well, the hull's stable and fully functional, so this place is still up and running. Just there's some serious stuff going on the inside. I also want to scan the map here because that is another thing that will be added to our logbook. So it's a map station. We walk into the hologram and we can download a map of the area we are in. So I will do just that. Download the map. Sweet. So now we can press the 1 button to access our map, and we've got a nice little 3D map here going on here. Again, move around, look around. So it's a fair bit for us. Well, there's not too big, but yeah. But anyway, that's the second time we've mentioned that logbook. I should actually go into that right now. And it's important for me to go into now as opposed to later because there's evidence of something we can miss here as early as right now. See, the logbook is one of the things that we are required to do in order to get 100% completion if we so choose to do so. So we can fill up our logbook with particular entries. So okay, entries of creatures, other research things, just a whole bunch of stuff, really. The other 100% completion requirement is we get all the upgrades and items, standard Metroid fare. Thing is, there are quite a few instances in the game in which something that can be scanned for the logbook is, in fact, missable. There are a few instances of that here on this ship, which is why I need to go into it now. So, if you're going for 100% completion, we need to be on the lookout for those things. There's not too many, but if we do miss them, we can never get them ever again. So, those parasites were actually one of them. So, we will, after we're done with this area, we're not going to see them ever again. So, we'll need to be on the lookout for those. Alright, so by scanning that, we've just activated a hologram here, which will turn on the elevator. Down we go. And onward. Yeah, so here is where the game's actually going to teach us about the morph ball. Oh. That was not smart. But yes. So you can use the morph ball to get through small areas like that. What's going on here? This thing looks like it's still alive. Barely. So it's in stasis. Alright. Oh, you're still up. That was not what I was trying to look at. Combat mutation applications. Primary legs, the creature possess galvanized tips like penetrate any known alloy. That is fan-freaking-tabulous. Alright. Severe internal damage. These guys are really just, they're on their deathbed. There's not really any other way to put it. Now, if you've been damaged, or maybe they just drop them at random anyway. These right here. Enemies can drop these. These are, well, energy replenishments. So these small purple ones will replenish 10 units of energy if we so need them. These things are something else that will go into our logbook, so we need to scan those as well as any variants we may find later on. Anyway, so what's going on here? It seems they've been doing experiments on these things. Parasite egg. Oh, I missed some of that. Parasite egg and pupa stage. With a really tough exoskeleton that protects it from acid. Blood sacs in the mouth and large after mutation. Increased production of corrosive bile. Lovely. I love corrosive bile. After mutation, the carapace becomes rigid and is quite resilient. So, if we need to fight one of these things, there's no real attacking it from the outside. Let's hope we don't fight one of these things, am I right? What's this? Yeah, it's a ventilation cap. Alright, well, let's keep moving on. So we can fire missiles with the down directional button. And why do we need to do that? Because these things. That, as I will scan, is Well, it's not exactly a creature, but it's an enemy anyway. Auto defense turret. Use missiles to break out a casing. Yeah, these things are actually quite tough. Now, we can take them out with, well, not tough as in they're hard to deal with, just tough as in they take some hits. We can deal with them with just like charge shots and stuff, but missiles will do the job just fine. There we go. Ah, and now we use missiles. We also get missile replenishments like this one. Resupplies missile launcher with 3 rounds. We've only used 1, but you know, it'll do. Ugh, lots more stuff going on in here. Now, this. Now, this is not something that's important for us to scan for progression's sake, but it is for the logbook. We have a space pirate log, or pirate data. So we want to be on the lookout for these as well. This is another thing that is missable, so make sure you get this. Encrypted data decoded. Zebus has fallen. All ground personnel are presumed dead, either killed by the hunter clad in metal or in the subsequent destruction of the underground facilities. Our research frigates Orphean, Syracuse, Sirius Black, and Vol Paragon were in orbit at 0 hour and managed to retreat. Frigate Orphean is now docked at Vortex Outpost. Orphean's cargo appears to have a 100% survival rate. Metroids are healthy, but on restricted feeding schedules due to uncertain supply status. We are ready to begin research on the Metroids and other promising life forms. Security status remains at Code Blue. No signs of pursuit from the Hunter. The Hunter's us, by the way. We're the Hunter. Hi, we're Samus. Phazon. So, they seem to be infusing these creatures with something called Phazon. So, this must be part of their experiments. We just get a lot of this stuff just by scanning everything around. Just a lot of just what's going on. Like, we have this substance known as Phazon. We now get the feeling that the space pirates are experimenting on things, and these things are going under horrible mutations. Horribly mutated. It's dead. What else we got? Oh, I just did a thing. I forgot that was there. Okay, so sometimes when you have these auto defense turrets, there may be a panel nearby that can actually disable, well, yeah, disable them. And now it's disabled. Hooray! I'm gonna destroy it anyway, because I feel like it. Anyway, but there's some creatures in here. Parasite lava. A plasmite, a native of Talon 4. Xenotropic life form unstable. Now, you can actually see what's actually in there on the side there. Some of the cargo these space pirates are carrying are actually creatures from planet Zebus, from the original Metroid. More plasmites. Just more experiment stuff, just infusing these things with whatever this Phazon is. Alright, so let's actually get a move on because I'm spending way too much time scanning stuff. That's one thing I like, but one thing that makes it hard to LP while trying to pay attention to all this stuff is that a lot of the things you can scan here are actually really damn interesting. But thing is, there's so much of it that's like kind of get sidetracked. It's like I could just keep going on for a while and scanning all these things here. We got a shriek bat. We got a, what's this? A plated parasite. None of these are being added to the creatures logs because they're not actually enemies to us. Yes. But yeah. They got some creatures from Zebus and from Talon 4, the planet nearby. Doing a lot of the experimentations here. I'll keep moving on this way. Oh, crap! Hi there. Bye. So that unlocks this here, which is, you know, just a little elevator, travelator, lift, carry box, movie thingy. Right, and it's just got more. Oh, you can just stop. Now, we have space pirates here that seem perfectly healthy, but if we scan them, they're not actually going to be added to the logbook yet. Of course, we can always scan the dead ones here. Severe lacerations to the abdomen, and other things such as removal of internal organs. Delicious. Alright, let's just scan this thing here. Please insert metallic sphere to open door. How specific? Alright, well, let's put ourselves in there, see how we do. And by jumping in there with the morph ball, we open the door. Very nice. Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, yeah, I think I kind of inadvertently showed this off, but if you charge up the charge beam while there's pickups around, you'll actually draw them into you like some kind of little tractor beam. Now we open up this door here, and we have this. This right here, another thing we can scan, is a save station. So we can step into these, we'll save our game, and fully restore our energy. Now, I'm already at full energy, but you know what, let's save the game just to show it off. Game has been saved. Thank you, game. Alright, moving on. So we've got another one of these sphere thingies, so let's just get this out of the way. Open Sesame! Yeah, looks like we've got a big room coming up. Look at all the dead space pirates in this room alone. Blood missing from the carcasses. His bodies may have been used for nourishments. Nourishments. They haven't been dead for very long. Which only makes me more worried. Yes, this guy is definitely dead. Cutscene. Well, aren't you just beautiful? This is the Parasite Queen, our very first boss of the game. Yeah, we're getting the boss territory already. Now, rule of thumb. Always, 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 whenever you encounter a boss, the first thing you should ever do is scan it. Because these are bosses. Once you beat them, you'll never see them again. The fights with them are the only chance you will get to get them in your scan log. So, yeah, just rule of thumb. Well, rule of thumb with any enemy should be that you just scan it the first time you ever see it, but these guys, it goes double. Anyway, the Parasite Queen. Parasite female, genetically enhanced by unknown means. A weak spot has been detected in this creature's mouth. Use your new auto-targeting to acquire this new target. Scans indicate the presence of a potent mutagen, origins unknown. Creature exhibits the ability to fire weapon-grade blasts out of the energy from its mouth, a trait not present in the standard parasite genome. It appears the pirates have begun with a bioengineering program with considerable results. Alright, so this thing will try and fire stuff at us like that. Now, while we're locked onto something, we can press the jump button while moving left or right to do like a little sidestep. It's a little finicky, but, you know, it works. And what we want to do for this fight in particular is get to a point where, yeah, that's open, and shoot missiles right into its mouth. And you get to another little opening here. So, this thing's pretty easy. Now, a nice little trick with the missiles here is, what you can do is shoot a missile, and whenever you go back to shooting with your normal beam, you automatically close your arm back up just to fire your regular beam. If you keep alternating between missile and beam, you can actually pretty much just shoot out missiles at a rate you're really not supposed to. Like that. Parasite Queen's been defeated, and we got a medal. Now, medals won't appear in the original GameCube version. I'll get into those in a little bit.
Evacuate immediately.
And of course, as is Metroid tradition, we have a self-destruct sequence. Now, don't do what I did on my very first playthrough and try to scan everything that comes up. Because you can, and maybe will, run out of time. You have a 7-minute time limit. That's really saying something. Alright, come on, up we go. Up, 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 up. Now there are a couple things you can scan here and there, like this one I recommend you scan because it will take care of the turrets that are just up here. Or turrets. Fuck it anyway. Alright, just keep going. Whoa! Yep, that thing is not happy. Not happy at all. It's also now dead. So it was kind of prematurely awakened, so yeah. Also got pirates all over the place. I could also just use missiles to take them out. I mean, that'd be easy. Fuck you. Right. Oh, I'm low on missiles. Right, that would happen when I'm primarily using missiles on the boss fight here. Alright, so now we've got a bunch of these tunnels to go through. These tunnels will be your last chance to get a scan for parasites because they'll come at you in swarms, as you can see here. Now, what I like to do here is I just like to get in Morph Ball and just, you know, roll along. Now, what I did there is, now you have Morph Ball bombs by default as well. And something really awesome about the trilogy version is that it incorporates something that was in Metroid Prime 3 originally, because Metroid Primes 1 and 2 were GameCube games. Metroid Prime 3 was originally on the Wii. And one thing that it implemented was that if you just shake the Wiimote while you're in Morph Ball mode, you will do a Morph Ball jump, something you couldn't do in the first two Prime games until now. Normally a Morph Ball jump was only possible by, you know, doing it the traditional way with a bomb. And for the bombs, I'm just pressing the A button with that. That doesn't change over to B button if you switch around the attack and jump buttons, but, you know, it doesn't really matter. Alright, come on, let's go! Just keep going along. Doing this really does help because the Morph Ball is a lot faster, and it's just a little more fun to travel this way. No, don't close, don't close, don't close! We must go! Onward! Jump up to get up faster. Come on. There we go. Whoa! Whoa! Forgot about that. No! Come on, come on, come on, come on. No, no, no. That. Yeah, I'll wait it out. Oh. I didn't even think I was close to it. But yeah, watch out for this. Obviously, as I've just shown. Yep. Let's go, let's go, let's go! Yeah, there's one thing about the Morph Ball, it doesn't handle slopes too well. It's almost like it's a ball or something. Alright. What do we have going on here? You again?! Alright, well those unfamiliar with Metroid may not have really gotten that, considering that this is the first Metroid game I'm doing on my channel here. But, well, first of all, we can use our grapple beam here just by holding the Z button as well as grapple targets. But yeah, that was Ridley. Ridley is one of the main big bads of the Metroid series, and he's back. Meta Ridley. He has been upgraded to be an android, pretty much. Cerebral casing stable, exoskeleton steel holding. Though, he may or may not be a bit tougher than he was before. That one is... Alright, more turrets going down. Good, that is convenient. Scan this to get the elevator going. Alright, who's ready for bullshit? Little did we know, it was not the dragon that was Samus' greatest weakness. It was walls! Bashing into walls robs Samus of all her abilities. Who knew? Yeah, it's a load of shit. Yeah, that's this game's excuse as to why we have to collect everything all over again. Which, you know, I'm grateful that it tried to come up with an excuse, but it's a pretty bad excuse. Alright, this room will just depressurize by itself. Sweet. Oh yeah, the Morph Ball's gone. Damn it! But yeah, we've lost pretty much everything. We've lost our missiles, we lost the Morph Ball, a charge beam, all that good stuff. And now the place is blowing up.